Good morning, everybody. I'd like to welcome you all to our March meeting. And I think the first thing we need to do is, hold on one second here, find I got my minutes out of order. Wednesday. How I ended up, oh, here we go. Okay.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
you said it was the March meeting. I believe it's only February.
Say that again?
You said it was the March meeting. It's only
Yeah, exactly. We're starting the February meeting, correct? So the first thing that I would like to do is take a roll call vote, a roll call of the members. Jasmine?
Jim Dean,
Present.
Mark Doyle,
Yeah.
Kathy Bauer,
Here.
Amy Bondadiri,
Here.
Jamie Picone,
Here.
Don Sagliano,
here.
Al Torgiani.
Here.
Okay, just a brief review of our conflict of interest disclosures. If anybody has a matter that's coming before us today that could create a conflict of interest for them, we would ask that you please acknowledge that and state what the conflict is. Okay, if not, if sometime during the meeting you do find that you have a conflict at that time, please let us know and we'll recuse you. Sarah, the proof of meeting notice was posted?
Yes, on February 5th.
Great. Are there any bills and communications that we need to discuss?
No, not today.
Okay. Next item is the minutes from our January 13th meeting. Does anybody have any corrections or notes that they need to make us aware of in regards to those meeting minutes? Okay, if not, I will take a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
So moved. I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you, Don Sagliano.
Jamie second.
Jamie second them for us. Jasmine, would you please take a vote on that, roll call vote on that?
Al Torgiani,
Approved.
Don Sagliano,
Approved.
Jamie Picone,
Approve.
Amy Bondadiri,
Approve.
Kathy Bauer,
Approved.
Mark Doyle,
Approved.
Jim Dean.
Approved. Okay, those are approved. Let's move on to the report of the treasurer. Marilyn?
Good morning. Looking at the balance sheet for LDC, we currently have just over $3 million in cash available to us. The only noteworthy item would be our accounts payable, which at the end of the month was at $52,000, but that has, all the bills have been paid. So right now that's zero. Looking at the P&L, where we should be, nothing unexpected. Does anyone have any questions?
Any questions? Okay, as I recall, we do not have to vote to approve these. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Is there any report of other committees?
No, not at this time.
Okay. Is there any unfinished business?
No.
Okay. Sarah, is there any general information you want the board to be aware of at this time about any projects or anything that are brewing out there?
So no LDC projects brewing out there right now at this time.
Okay.
We are in the last stages of the audit. Once we get everything done and the audit committee, and Marilyn can talk a little bit more about this, we'll have an audit committee meeting, and then our plans is to schedule the approval of the audit at the March meeting.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I totally forgot to mention the audit because it's going so well. It's going well. I've got nothing to say about it.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, so that takes us to new business.
Your house.
So at this time, what I would like to do is ask for a motion to enter into an executive session to review and discuss the employment history and the 2020 performance of the CEO. And I would like to, the board would like to invite our legal counsel, Don and Liz Capolino, to join us in that executive session. If I can get a motion and a second and a vote for that.
I would make a motion, Mark Doyle, to go into executive session.
Could I get a
Second that
second?
motion. I'll second that motion. Al Turjani to go into executive session.
Okay, so,
And the reason for entering executive session is to discuss a personnel matter.
that
And I
is correct.
believe, Don, if the citation of the laws, is that 184E or F?
It's 184. I don't know what the subparagraph is.
Okay.
But you're right. It is correct. You should be stating the purpose of the meeting.
Yes, and it is the employment history and 2020 performance of the CEO.
Right.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second. Jasmine, could you take a roll call vote, please?
Al Torjani,
So moved.
Don Sagliano,
Yes.
Jamie Picone,
Yes.
Amy Bondieri,
Yes.
Kathy Bauer,
Approved.
Mark Doyle,
Approved.
Tim Dean.
Approved. Okay, Sarah, I'm just going to ask you, if you wouldn't mind, just reviewing the logistics of this so that the board is, make sure the board understands, as well as the other people that may be attending the meeting, to understand, the process so that they know what to expect.
Yep. So what will happen now is Rachel is going to automatically move you into a what we're calling a breakout room, and that's where the executive session will be held. It will not be recorded, and we will suspend recording of the general meeting. So you don't have to do anything for now. And then once executive session is complete, for those participating by video, in the lower right-hand corner, if you hover your mouse, a window will pop up. It'll say leave breakout room or leave meeting. Please choose leave breakout room, and then you will automatically be moved back into the general meeting. If you're participating by phone, Kathy, you can just stay where you are, and when the breakout room ends, you'll automatically be transferred. The same goes for if you do not press leave breakout room before Rachel closes the breakout room, you will anybody in the breakout room will automatically be transferred to the main meeting. And then once the board members have returned to the main meeting and quorum has been established, we will resume recording of the general meeting.
Okay, anybody have any questions? All right, we will now go into that executive session.
Okay, and then one quick thing is I just want to confirm that the only board member participating by phone this morning is Kathy Bauer.
Thank you.
So with that, Rachel, you can go ahead and transfer board members into the breakout room.
Still see Amy. She's been invited into the breakout room but has not joined.
Okay. Amy, are you having issues? Oh, no.
There it is. Okay. All right. I'm going to pause the recording on the main meeting until we see the board return.
Okay.
Okay, so we will now reconvene the meeting of the board after the executive session where we discuss the personnel matter of the CEO's performance. At this time, we will not be taking any further action, and we will most likely do that at our next board meeting. So unless there is anything else to cover, Sarah?
So I'm sorry. I was reading an email because we have members of the public that was having problems logging
I'm sorry.
in through the link, and so I was just reading. But the only other business is to approve the CFO's salary for 2021 as recommended by.
Aha. Yes, so let me get back to that. I apologize. Please accept my apologies. I'm trying to find my appropriate page on that where you talked about it. Here we go. Okay, so what I would like to make a motion at this time for is as approved in our budget, the CFO annual salary at $87,790. In addition to the salary, the CFO would receive a benefit allowance of up to $18,000. And this is the same salary and compensation as was in force for 2020.
And then one more, I'm sorry to interrupt.
That's okay.
But also Marilyn, to add language to appoint the CFO.
Oh, and in addition, that motion would appoint Marilyn Yerkes as our CFO. Can I get a motion?
So moved. Mark Doyle.
Can I get a second?
Al Turgiani, second.
Thank you, Al. All right, Jasmine, would you please take a vote on that?
Kathy Bauer,
Approved.
Amy Bondieri,
Approved.
James McCone,
Approved.
Mark Doyle,
Approved.
Al Torjani,
Approved.
Don Sagliano,
Approved.
Tim Dean.
Approved. Okay. Is there anything else, Sarah, that we should cover before we adjourn?
No, I just have one announcement that I forgot to state is I am looking into our LDC fee schedule. We were recently asked by Trinity Pauling if the board, or if I would consider a different fee schedule for their reissuance. So I thought I'd take an opportunity to look at our LDC's fee schedule as compared to other LDCs in the state to see whether we're on par and what an appropriate fee would be for the reissuance. So I plan to present that at a future meeting.
Sarah, just very quickly for the board, would you just explain to them what the general issue is here of reissuance versus a new?
I think I can, I
Okay.
should probably address that.
Okay.
The problem is if this was merely a technical reissuance under Internal Revenue Code or the regulations under the Internal Revenue Code, what happened was they didn't timely renew the bonds. The bonds were staying with the same bank. They were making minor amendments under normal circumstances. If they were timely, this would have been done without any fee to them from the LDC. But because of the problems, the board did meet, had a couple meetings to try to pass a resolution, and the bonds stayed in the same place. And they just, they're for set periods of time that they allow some kind of fixed interest rate. So they stayed in-house. There were some minor amendments being made. And then our fee on that, if we used it as a reissuance, as though this went out like Bard College did, and there was a refunding under those circumstances where they were going out and getting the public, making public offering, et cetera. This was not the case. This was something minor. And so they then objected to our applying the regular fee, which would have been in $50-something thousand. And you know, I agree, it did seem kind of extraordinary in those circumstances. And would probably have a chilling effect on anyone else coming in, making minor through us. You know, it needs to be reconsidered. It certainly is not the norm in the state. And so we told them that we would agree to hold the fee in abeyance while we reviewed this. This is the first time it ever came.
Yes.
Up before the boards. So it calls for an interpretation, and Sarah just thought it's a good idea just to review all of our fee schedule and both LDC and IDA and see if we want to just address these other issues. Okay.
Okay, so Sarah, if it's something as after your review that's worthy of a change in our entire schedule, that's fine. And if not, if you don't feel that it reaches that level, what I would ask that you and in consultation with Don and the effort and expense that our organization really, you know, incurred on this, to come back to us with a proposed individual recommendation for this. So that's fine. Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, there's one other thing I want a clarification to Mr. Sagliano. The section of the Public Officers Law was Section 05 1F to allow you to go into executive session for personnel matters. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Don.
Okay. Anything else? All right. At this time, we can adjourn the meeting, and we will see you all at the next one.
All right. Thanks all.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Yay.
Thank you,
Bye.
Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Bye-bye.